Now on Nightside, a weather alert day for Wednesday's bitter cold wind chill while the snow continues to pile up tonight. I'll have your first alert forecast.
The Liberty Lake City Council talking about a change in which books would be allowed on library shelves, what people at the meeting had to say about this issue.
And a crazy story out of Alaska. A woman trampled by a moose while walking her dog, and the Good Samaritan who saved her. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside.
We are getting ready for a brutally cold morning. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Aaron Luna.
I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Those temperatures at the bus stop are going to be in the teens with below 0 with that wind chill. And you're looking at Sprague and Grant in Spokane, where the wind and snow is picking up tonight, hard enough to rattle that stop sign you see around. Our reporter Rania Kaur was checking out the driving conditions downtown tonight and says, make sure you're prepared for a tough morning commute.
Our team of meteorologists have declared Wednesday a weather alert day. Our chief meteorologist, Chris Crocker, you've been tracking this storm since this morning.
That is right. And for tomorrow and Thursday, our weather alert day is because of the bitter cold. Right now, however, we are still talking about the snow. Let's move ahead and take a look at the conditions at Argonne and on Rathdrum. This is Argonne and I-90. The roads are covered not only with snow that has been falling, but also blowing snow. Here's a look at the Rathdrum Prairie. Reports in the Rathdrum area of up to 6 inches of snow there. They've plowed this several times, but it keeps becoming snow covered. That's US 95 and State Highway 53. Here's a look at our satellite and radar, and we've had this Arctic front that is now sagged to our south, but we have an area of low pressure. You can see this counterclockwise rotation in this area of snow that keeps that snow going and will continue through a good portion of the overnight. With that in mind, the winter weather advisory has been extended until 4 a.m. It was set to expire at 10. It is a winter storm warning here in pink. We're looking at an additional inch of snow in this area in purple and up to an additional inch in the area in pink as well. Meanwhile, our temperatures have been dropping very rapidly, particularly in North Idaho. We are in the teens in Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint, and Coeur d'Alene. It's 21 in Spokane, 21 in Colville, still in the 30s in Pullman and Lewiston. That cold air hasn't quite reached that portion of the Palouse. And you can see with light winds in Pullman, but breezy conditions elsewhere around the region, including 31-mile-per-hour gusts in Coeur d'Alene and close to 40-mile-per-hour gusts in Sandpoint. We will see this changing in Pullman as the cold front arrives. Meanwhile, while our wind chill right now is already down below 0 in Sandpoint and Coeur d'Alene, it feels like it's 8 in Spokane, and it feels like it's 9 degrees in Coeur d'Alene. Here's a look at our Wednesday planner. The snow will wrap up overnight, but we'll be left with the clouds and areas of blowing snow in the morning. Then maybe a hint of sunshine in the afternoon. Meanwhile, our high 21, but wind chill values will be below 0 or in the single digits all day. Our average high, by the way, is 41. We're not done with the temperature drop. We've got even colder weather on the way for Thursday. I'll tell you all about that coming up in just a few minutes, Aaron.
Chris, thank you. Well, Mount Spokane Ski and Snowboard Park announced it will be closed until Friday because of that severe wind and extreme cold.
The weather is also a concern for some schools. The West Bonner School District has already canceled school tomorrow. Be sure to wake up and watch Good Morning Northwest to see if your child's school announces a closure. That's starting at 5 o'clock.
New on Nightside, Liberty Lake City Council will have to wait to find out who has the final say regarding books in its libraries.
And it's not just books on library shelves. An ordinance, if passed, would give City Council the final say on all 16 policies the library board has control over. Some people, including a library board member, say that this all started because of a decision the library board made to make decisions about books that are challenged. Tonight, everyone who spoke publicly about the ordinance was against it.
The library gives access to ideas. It does not filter them. It expands and enlightens. It's an equal opportunity offender. But what offends me may not offend you, and vice versa.
Before the city council meeting, Liberty Lake held a workshop with the library board of trustees to talk about the proposed ordinance. At the April 18th reading of the ordinance, the city council can change the wording of that. There will be one more workshop with the library board. New on Nightside, a bill to outlaw gender-affirming health care for minors is one step closer to becoming law in Idaho. If approved, it would make it a felony for physicians to provide hormone blockers, hormone treatment, or gender-affirming surgeries to transgender youth.
Supporters of the bill say these treatments could cause permanent harm to children. Representative Bruce Skog, the chief sponsor of the bill, said no one should have the right to, quote, sterilize their child. Skog told the House his bill would protect, quote, boys and girls who have their genitalia mutilated by chemicals or surgery for purposes of changing their birth sex. If allowed to go to puberty, they will outgrow their problem and accept their bodies over time. But opponents like transgender teen Eve DeVitt and her dad, Michael DeVitt, who live in Idaho, say without this care, trans children would take their own lives before even reaching adulthood.
Before I went on testosterone blockers and then estrogen, I was in like the worst mental state of my life because I saw going through male puberty as this irreversible and horribly terrifying thing that would stop me from being able to live the life that I should have been able to. I truly do believe that I would have ended up killing myself if I wasn't able to access that.
Eve's father Michael says that he's surprised that lawmakers are even considering this bill, as it would place so many restrictions on the freedom of Idaho residents.
We live in a state that values parental rights and religious freedom, yet the authors of this bill make it really clear that the only parental rights they are in favor of are those that they agree with. As a family of faith and as parents who take parenting seriously, I never thought the state of Idaho would be our biggest enemy and trying to step between us and our kids.
The bill passed by a huge margin in the House, still waiting for a vote in the Senate.
The parents of Luke Tyler, the WSU freshman who was found dead in his dorm last month at WSU, are saying hazing is a possible motive for his suicide last month. The coroner ruled his death was caused by acute intoxication because of combined effects of alcohol and bupropion, which is an antidepressant. His parents released this statement today saying in part, quote, "We are continuing to work with the authorities to determine how in a short 4 months during his first semester at WSU, Luke went from a positive, compassionate, and kind young man to having a depression so deep that caused him to take his own life." He had shared with close friends that he was at his breaking point due to a hazing at Theta Chi, and we look forward to learning the truth about his experience. Now, WSU says they are still trying to gather information to determine if there is enough evidence to launch a formal investigation. If you would like to read the family's full statement, look for this story on KXLY.com.
Well, some parents are keeping their children home from a California school after students handed out racist cards to their classmates. The parents are calling for action from school officials. Tina Ezadine reports.
Handmade cards from classmates, but the words are hateful.
They're racist and derogatory terms.
It started with this. A card reads, "To my favorite cotton picker." Another, "You're my favorite monkey." And "Happy Black History Month. The group will be nice all month." Then came this.
A black person hanging from a tree.
Rome Douglas is stunned.
Our kids should not have to be subjected to that.
His 12-year-old daughter, one of several biracial or black students at Pepper Tree Elementary in Upland, taunted by the notes. His son hearing hate echoed in the halls.
My son is saying that this group is coming up behind him making monkey sounds.
The students who received the cards at the school are 6th graders. Parents of at least 3 of the students have pulled them out of classes for more than a week. Parents waiting for the school board to take action. Something. But so far, nothing. The district on the defense.
I want to make it clear that the district will implement disciplinary action in these situations without hesitation.
A displeased PTA president.
What does that mean? because it means different things to different people.
The school has not identified the students who sent the cards or why it happened, only stating in this letter to parents, quote, although students may not understand the deep meaning of their words and actions, it is vital to emphasize that hate speech, discriminatory behavior, and racial slurs have no place at Pepper Tree Elementary. An unexpected conversation in class, a lesson parents hope now being learned in school.
My kids are devastated. They're hurt.
Words matter.
And the Pac-12 search for a new media rights deal could be coming to an end. Instead of watching football on just your TV, you could be watching games right here on your iPhone. Now, according to the New York Post, Apple has emerged as a potential landing spot for Pac-12 college football rights. The Post says Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff could present Apple as a possibility to the schools very, very soon. The Pac-12 is the only Power 5 conference without a new media rights deal. The report says other networks such as ESPN, Amazon, and Fox Sports are lukewarm on partnering with the Pac-12. This comes after USC and UCLA are leaving the conference to join the Big Ten in 2024. Coming up in our full sportscast, how a media rights deal with Apple could impact schools staying or leaving the Pac-12 conference. Guys.
Julian, thank you. We are keeping a close eye on the roads tonight. In just the last hour, we are seeing a lot more snow.
Yeah, let's take a look right now. You're looking at 29th and Southeast Boulevard, which is on the South Hill, near Washington Trust Bank, where the roads are getting covered in snow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker has your full forecast on this Weather Alert Day right after the break.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses. See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com denominated. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Hey, have you seen this TikTok family pairing thing?
Yeah, it's a bunch of settings we can customize.
So
Shauna's parents will be like, okay, so I'm thinking 40 minutes of screen time a day. And Shauna's all like, what? I think 60 is fair. Or you know how Ricky posts those 6 solos? Well, his dad's like, these are sick, but they're only sick for you and your friends. Or you could be like, I'm extending your screen time, son, and your curfew.
I don't sound like that. Do I sound like that?
Hi, I'm Chris with Clark's Tire and Automotive. Right now is the best time to get your vehicle in to get it checked over. Come on in for a free winter inspection. We're going to check your brakes, shocks, struts, tires, air filter, wiper blades, and your heating and cooling system to make sure you're winter ready. If you can't make it into one of our shops, give us a call. We now have a mobile service. We offer a 2-year, 24,000-mile parts and labor warranty. We support our local law enforcement, our schools, our nurses and doctors, and we're here to support you. Come and try us out. We are a friendly neighborhood service repair center.
New tonight on Kimmel, Wanda Sykes.
Shh, don't tell nobody.
RZA, plus.
We watched Guillermo fly through the air with the greatest of ease at the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, new tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Sweet Palace and Sapphire Jewelry in Phillipsburg, Montana.
The snow continues tonight. Here is a look at live conditions in Coeur d'Alene. The camera is covered with snow. This is US 95 and I-90. Snow-covered roads and 17 degrees. 21 right now in Spokane with snow in progress in downtown, sticking on the streets and the sidewalks and the parking lots. And any snow that you get through tomorrow morning is going to be yours to keep for a few days. Snow overnight here for things to know about your weather. 40-mile-per-hour gusts, and we are seeing areas where there's blowing snow, especially over the roadways. Temperatures are plummeting into a cold and windy Wednesday. a weather alert day, also a weather alert day on Thursday because it is going to get even colder. We're making pretty good progress clearing out this snow as the Arctic front sagged to our south, but an area of low pressure has developed a secondary feature along that front right over the Columbia Basin and into the Spokane area, keeping that lighter snow going for a good portion of the overnight. Here's our forecast radar starting off the current time, and our computer models have not been handling the snow very well, but it is showing that things finally tapering off, moving off to the south through tomorrow morning and possibly even some clearing. Lows tonight will be down in the teens, single digits, a few 20s on the map, but those are few and far between. Forecast wind chills tomorrow morning will be in the double digits below zero in many locations in North Idaho. 1 to start the day in Spokane. High temperatures will be in the teens and 20s. These temperatures are about 20 degrees or more below average. Weather alert days back to back. We have a cold and windy Thursday. Should see even more sunshine. We finally start warming up a little bit Friday, Saturday. Not quite back up to average, but at least we'll be in the 40-degree range. But it looks like we have more wet weather coming in the second half of the weekend, Aaron.
That is good to know. Thank you, Chris. The WashDOT and City of Spokane crews said they were ready to face the weather. WashDOT says crews have been de-icing since 3:30 this morning to get ready for this snow. And now that it is snowing, plows are out hitting arterials. If you are on the roads tomorrow, take it slow. It may sound repetitive, but the city and WashDOT says that the first time it snows after so much time being dry and warm, there are more crashes. So go slow. Give plows and other crews the room they need to clear the roads.
Our priorities are always our main arterials because that is where we see the majority of our traffic go. And then secondly, then we go to our secondary routes, which are hospital and school routes and hills.
And most importantly, if you do need to be on the roads tomorrow, give yourself extra time to get to your destination and be patient with other drivers and with the plow crews who are working to clear the streets.
New on Nightside, a wild story out of Anchorage, Alaska. A woman was trampled by a moose while walking her dog.
Well, that incident was caught on camera by someone driving by who immediately stopped to help. Georgina Fernandez has the story.
Gunner, come on, forward. Tracy Hansen and her dog Gunner do this walk every day. Hi. 3 times a day to be exact. God. But last Thursday night,
you guys, this moose is chasing this person.
Their daily routine took a drastic turn.
Should give her a heads up. Hey, 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 watch out!
After Hansen was kicked in the head by a moose on her nightly walk with Gunner.
I thought someone had like not been paying attention and hit me with a bike or something.
Shocked, frightened, and in a daze.
I had put my hands up to my head and I'm like, I'm bleeding.
But once she sat up,
knowing that the moose had been somewhere behind me and now here this moose is in front of me and I'm like, was that the moose?
The situation started to piece itself together. Kate Timmons says she witnessed the moose rushing towards Hansen.
Go!
Her family immediately jumping in to help.
Are you okay? My husband was able to help pull her over the snowbank so we could get her in the truck with her dog and kind of get her out of the way.
Assisting Hansen home and seeking medical help. On Sunday, they met up for the first time since the incident, recounting a night that could have been a lot worse.
It happened so fast. It was just like a matter of getting her out of the situation, getting her help, making sure, my big thing was that she didn't have a head trauma, that there wasn't a bleed or something.
Their paths crossing at the right moment.
Kate and I were discussing, that the Lord put her in the right place at the right time to be able to help. And so
on Monday, Gunner and Hansen are back walking on the same path.
Said we'll be back on our normal walk, so that's the moose won't stop that.
Nothing stopping their daily routine.
Well, they're back on their daily routine, but she's still recovering from bruising and has 3 staples in her head.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
The President's Day super sale at Furniture Row has been extended, so there's still time to save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out special purchases while they last, plus 4 years no interest. But hurry, the extended President's Day super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
Looking for style, power, and technology wrapped in Buick luxury? The 2023 Buick Envision Compact SUV has just what you're looking for, with technology like Amazon Alexa built-in, wireless smartphone charging, head-up display, and wireless compatibility for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Take the wheel and lease an Envision for just $345 a month. Come see the selection of new Buicks just off I-90 at George Gee Buick GMC, the top volume GMC Buick dealer in Washington State.
I have this nagging feeling that I embarrassed myself last night.
Everyone gets that from time to time.
Bring us your finest bottle of Cabernet. And that, my friends, is how craps got its name, I'm guessing. You know you're taking a gamble there. You gonna eat your crust?
And we're walking.
So to be clear.
Trust me, you are your normal self.
See, that's what I was afraid of.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
It's the extended President's Day super sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99, plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Hurry, the extended President's Day super sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mechanics Pride.
Thanks for staying up with us. The Northwest Avalanche Center is reporting 3 people are dead after being buried in an avalanche on Kolchak Peak. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says deputies got a call for search and rescue Sunday. 6 climbers were on the mountain when one of them triggered the avalanche. Crews will try to recover the bodies in the next couple of days.
Here's another look at live conditions across the region. We'll go to Coeur d'Alene at US 95 and Hanley, where the road is covered in snow, and you can see it's been some of that snow is from blowing. The wind gusts close to 40 miles per hour at times in Coeur d'Alene. Meanwhile, at Sandpoint, also some strong winds. This is US 2 and Boyer. Looks like they did a real good job treating this road. It's mostly slushy, but that's one of the spots we are also seeing extremely strong winds. Snow and blowing snow tonight. Again, in most locations, an additional inch of snow possible. There may be some pockets where you see more. 13 for an overnight low. But of course, with gusts to 40 miles per hour, it is going to feel quite a bit colder than that. 21 for a high tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies. That might be a little pessimistic. I think we'll see some sunshine in the afternoon. But the first part of the day will be mostly cloudy. And again, those winds are going to carry on right on to Thursday morning. Here's a look at our winds for tomorrow. They're going to be fairly uniform throughout the day, but the gusts, these are the sustained winds, 19, 18 miles per hour, but those 40 mile per hour gusts are going to be a problem. Our forecast wind chill here's starting out at 6:05 tomorrow morning with below 0 wind chills in many locations in North Idaho, single digits common in eastern Washington. We're going to stay in the single digits tomorrow in Spokane. Here's 5 o'clock in the evening, already back below 0 in much of North Idaho. 4 in Spokane is what it will feel like. Finally, we see things really get cold on Thursday morning. Here's Thursday morning at 6. Feels like 11 below in Spokane, 24 below in Sandpoint, below 0 wind chill readings on the Palouse, and feels like 4 in Lewiston. Here's a look at your pick of the night tonight. This is from Tiffany Smith. Captured this photo on the Lake Pend Oreille on the Long Street, the Long Bridge, not Long Street, Long Bridge. Beautiful sunset there. Thank you, Tiffany, for sharing that with us. Gorgeous colors.
Looks like a painting, doesn't it? Wow. Thanks, Tiffany. Well, one Spokane bakery brought a little taste of the Big Easy to the Inland Northwest today. More sold by Ryan and Wheat served up Mardi Gras desserts and dishes at their location on South Cowley Street. We had the chance to see some of the prep early this morning on Good Morning Northwest. Owner and chef Ricky Webster says he's lived and worked in New Orleans and wanted to bring some of that flavor to Spokane this Fat Tuesday.
This food is just like it hugs your soul. It gives you, it makes you feel warm and cozy and loved and like you're being taken care of. And that's what you get and feel when you're in New Orleans. So we just want to bring a little bit of that to the Inland Northwest today.
Morsel served everything from king cake to beignets to gumbo from their special Mardi Gras menu.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tony Award-winning Best Musical, Dear Evan Hansen.
For years, this was my arena, my playground, my love.
There's no one like her.
All that I am. And as one chapter closes, a new one opens.
Big last day. This is very thoughtful and ridiculous.
You know I'll probably be here next week.
Will you just let us toast you?
Grey's Anatomy. Meredith says farewell to Seattle. Thursday on ABC.
We so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS. And Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer. The RS family of Chevy SUVs. Definitely worth a follow. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2023 Equinox models, or get $1,000 cash allowance on all 2023 Equinox models. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a heat pump with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free heat pump from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
Hey, Greens. How's everything going today?
Hey, Robert. We're good. Just checking in on that car loan we applied for.
No worries. Let me pull that up. Yep. Looks like you're approved and all set.
Hey, that's great news.
So, you headed over to the dealership now?
Yep. Just gotta make one stop first.
And we got a great rate, too.
Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into sports. I'm Julian Minizzo. The Pac-12 has been given nothing but lemons by a number of TV networks. Now the future of the conference could be in an apple. According to the New York Post, the Pac-12 could partner with Apple to broadcast its college football games. Now, the Post says Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff could present Apple as a possibility to the schools very soon. The Pac-12 is the only Power 5 conference without a new media rights deal. The report says other networks such as ESPN, Amazon, and Fox Sports are lukewarm on partnering with the Pac-12. This comes after USC and UCLA are leaving the conference to join the Big Ten in 2024. Now, it's unclear if a partnership with Apple would keep other Pac-12 schools from leaving the conference. The Pac-12 released this statement last week saying the 10 Pac-12 universities look forward to consummating successful media rights deals in the very near future. Based upon positive conversations with multiple potential media rights partners over the past weeks, we remain highly confident in our future growth and success as a conference and united in our commitment to one another. Washington State men's basketball has just 3 games left before the Pac-12 tournament, but a lot of the focus has already been towards next season. Starting forward DJ Rodman announced he is returning to WSU for 1 more year. Cougars star big man Mohamed Gay is expected to leave the team for the NBA after this season. Head coach Kyle Smith says Gay's future at WSU will be dependent on his feedback he hears from NBA teams.
I don't think he needs to try out for him anymore. He's got a firm resume. He did the test the waters. They got all the measurements. They put him in the other stuff. And I think he's proven enough that, in my opinion, I think that he should have some kind of guarantee at some level. And it depends what it is. Is it similar to what CJ got? Or, is he, in first round? It depends what's best for his future.
Smith was referring to WSU pro C.J. Ellaby. He also expects Gay to stay at Washington State if he decides to return to school one more year. Now, the Cougars will take on Stanford on the road, 8 o'clock on Thursday night. According to a number of projections, Washington State women's basketball played its way comfortably in the NCAA tournament with a sweep over the Oregon schools over the weekend. Now, the Cougars will hit the road for their final games of the regular season. The Cougars will take on UCLA on Thursday and USC on Saturday, and they'll lean on their seniors in these final games down the stretch.
The urgency kind of rises, I think, in everyone, and certainly seniors, and they make it known to everybody around them. So I just feel like we're gonna ride those seniors. We're gonna put ourselves in a good position and try to play our very best basketball because we want to keep this thing going as long as we can.
Cougars and Bruins set for 6 o'clock on Thursday night. Now, students and fans are looking forward to Saturday when number 12 Gonzaga will host number 15 St. Mary's for the biggest game of the season, potentially with the regular season conference championship on the line. But if you ask the Bulldogs, their focus is on Thursday. The Bulldogs will take on San Diego on Thursday night. It's the first and only time Gonzaga and San Diego will play in the regular season. The Bulldogs need to win to keep pace with St. Mary's, who sits a game ahead of the Zags for first place in the conference standings. Tip-off between Gonzaga and San Diego is set for 8 o'clock on Thursday night from the Kennel. And the Gonzaga women's team will also take on San Diego on Thursday night. That game's on the road. The Bulldogs, with a win, would give them a share of at least the West Coast Conference regular season title, a goal the team fell short of last season.
Again, we fell short last year, but we showed up in the tournament when it mattered the most and got that automatic bid into the tournament. So I don't want to downplay what we've done. We just got to see through then to the end.
Tip-off is scheduled for 6 o'clock on Thursday night in San Diego. And Lake City boys basketball defeated Coeur d'Alene 85-54 for a spot in the state tournament. So congrats to them. That'll wrap us up with First Sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
You heard what the doctor said, right, Dad? These pain meds, they're no joke. And this, it's an opioid. They can be very addictive.
But I need my strong pain medicine.
I know, Dad, I understand. Just make sure you only take what the pharmacist said. And keep it in this locking bag from the pharmacy so it's away from the kids.
Yeah. I hear you.
I'll put this in the locking bag.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Protect the people you love from opioid misuse. Lock up your medication.
For a limited time only, get a new John Deere 1023E compact utility tractor with a 120E loader for only $199 per month. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for low monthly payments on top-of-the-line equipment that gets the job done, backed by our consistent quality customer service. Hurry in to your local Pape Machinery, Ag, and Turf store today to cash in on these limited-time offers and get your property ready for the spring ahead. Pape keeps you moving.
Winter weather means hazardous driving conditions. If you must travel, follow these guidelines to keep everyone safe. Slow down and keep a safe following distance. Use traction tires. Give snow and emergency vehicles the right of way. Carry an emergency kit. Brought to you by Lakes, Worley, Post Falls, and Eastside Highway Districts.
Today is a weather alert day, and guess what? Well, so is tomorrow.
Yeah, wind and a deep freeze could mess up your plans. Mark Peterson and the First Alert Weather Team are tracking what to expect and when.
And before you head out, check in with us tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest starting at 5.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
The snow will continue through the first part of the overnight, should be wrapped up by tomorrow morning. A high tomorrow of 21, but those boxes in pink show the wind chill readings throughout the day. It is going to be Very cold.
Whew. And it's not even the coldest day this week.
No, Thursday, even colder.
Well,
an added weather alert day.
Yeah, something to look forward to.
Or at least be prepared for. I don't know how happy people
We can
are.
handle anything if you get Chris's advice first.